What do you think will happen to our world in 4 billion years? Will humanity still exist? Will the sun explode? Well, don't worry because we have just the video for you. Here is what will happen to the Earth and the solar system when the Milky Way collides with the Andromeda Galaxy. 4.5 billion years ago, our solar system was quite different. Jupiter had not formed yet and the Earth was bombarded by large space rocks. But our home planet still existed, so no need to panic just yet. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said about our star. The sun will not shine in 4 billion years. It will run out of hydrogen fuel and expand to engulf the inner planets. So if you want to be sure to see the collision of the galaxies, you will have to live through the destruction of the solar system. But luckily for us, the chances of the Earth being destroyed in the next 4 billion years are close to zero. We will not be around to witness this amazing event. You have probably heard of the heat death of the universe, but did you know that there is a similar fate for our galaxy? The Milky Way and its closest major galactic neighbor, Andromeda, are on a collision course. Currently, Andromeda is 2.5 million light-years away. In 4 billion years, it will be much closer. However, according to NASA, the chances of a collision are less than 10%. Still, scientists consider this scenario and calculate possible outcomes. The galaxies are approaching each other at 110 kilometers per second. You may have noticed that galaxies in the night sky seem to be moving. They are moving away from us. When looking at distant galaxies, we observe a redshift. This means that as light waves travel to us from far away, they stretch and shift toward the red end of the spectrum. This is true for most galaxies, but not for Andromeda. Since it is relatively close to us and moving toward us, Andromeda exhibits a blue shift. In other words, the waves of light coming from the galaxy are compressed, shifting them toward the blue end of the spectrum. By measuring the blue shift, astronomers can determine the speed of the galaxy. In 3.75 billion years, Andromeda will be just 250,000 light-years away. At this point, the gravity between the two galaxies will start to noticeably affect their structure. The tidal force between the two will distort them and draw them closer together. When two galaxies collide, they usually end up as one. After crashing into each other, stars from both galaxies will continue flying through the newly merged galaxy. Eventually, they will settle into a new equilibrium. However, the process will not be smooth. According to scientists, collisions between galaxies are violent, destructive events. Although most stars will remain intact, the gas clouds within the galaxies will collide and shock waves will propagate through the newly formed galaxy. This will cause the gas to coalesce into new stars. So even if the collision will not destroy the solar system, it will change the orbits of its members. Our star and planets may move to the outer regions of the new galaxy or find themselves closer to its center. The exact mechanism depends on how the collision occurs. Also, the gravitational pull of other galaxies in the local group will play a role. For example, the Triangulum Galaxy could affect the path of the solar system. The strange thing is that although the collision is bound to happen, we still don't know exactly how it will occur. We are observing Andromeda from afar and we can track its motion. But the accuracy of measurements is limited. The galaxy is very large, consisting of hundreds of billions of stars. Measuring the speed and position of such a massive object is a complicated task. Scientists can only estimate the characteristics of the galaxy based on observations. So we don't know the exact moment when the collision will happen, but astronomers are sure that it will not threaten the solar system. At the end of the process, the Milky Way and Andromeda will form a single elliptical galaxy. Its core will contain the remnants of the two central black holes, which will have merged into one massive black hole. Will our solar system drift in space, or will it become part of the new galaxy? Perhaps our descendants will have the opportunity to marvel at the birth of a new galaxy. However, we will not live to see it happen. In a few billion years, the sun will engulf the Earth. Humanity may manage to leave our planet long before this terrible event, but most likely we will all die when it happens. Life on our planet will not survive for billions of years, so we will never know what will happen to the solar system. Scientists predict that the collision will occur in 4 billion years. However, the merger of the two galaxies will take millions of years. The process is estimated to be completed in about 100 billion years, so we can enjoy the beautiful views of the night sky for a long time. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Also check out these videos on the screen and subscribe to stay updated. Bye.